Hey guys, it's your favorite small YouTuber back again, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Transformers Cyberworld, Airachnid, and Chop Shop. Okay guys, so I've been seeing these characters on shelves, all these toys, and they look pretty fun, everyone seems to sell except for Megabull. He's the only one that really doesn't like to sell, but maybe it's because they pulled a buzz off with him. If you guys know the original Masters line, they had a problem with buzz off, and well, that's what Megabull seems to be, is there's too much of him. But whatever, he looks fun. So I'm going to start with Chop Chop here. But yes, I brought both of the Bug Armor Up guys. Seem to be the only ones like this, so let's start. So he doesn't have much to his packaging, but what he does have is this pretty cool little art of his alt mode. He has himself up there, himself again, and then we get a nice little cross-sell of everyone else in his little wave. We get a Lita 1 in her boat once more, a new redeco of Bumblebee, who looks like he might actually have a face mask. Yeah, well, that might be fun. And then we got Optimus here with a new gun. But yeah, so here's Chop Shop, everything he comes with, you guys should know. And then just Decepticon symbol. So I'm going to get him out of box, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, to begin, Oh, I already knocked him over. Let's make sure we actually have his legs so he's not going to fall, because these are out a bit too much. Okay, so first, really and truthfully, comes with a new weapon these guys, well, at least him and Airachnid have been coming with, which is like this cool little battle axe, but it also functions as like this, it like stabs and then it clamps on him. I think that's really cool. That reminds me of like Clawful and stuff and Clamp Champ from He-Man. But yeah, I think this promising, this toy line seems pretty promising, because I know a lot of us, while we didn't like the show, already 2015 had a lot of promising Warrior class figures. I think even for the smaller budget, this toy line is pretty promising for what it is. So let's begin with, I know I'm playing with this, I actually really like this, but let's begin. So the other thing he comes with is this pincer thing, which I'm going to leave out of his alt mode for now, but it's supposed to go into the chest. I just think it looks a bit weird, hanging off of him. So, let's begin. These guys, they don't have... Whoa. Sorry, I was not looking where my hand was going. These guys don't have a lot of articulation. So, basically, these guys' articulation kind of revolves around the elbow... not the elbow joint, the shoulder joint. And that's pretty much it for the arms. Like, they don't have much, but they don't need much, because these aren't collector-style figures. And they have knee bend and ball joint on the hip. But yeah, like I said, these aren't collector-style figures. I unpegged his knee. Wow. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There we go. Yep. That all came back together. Yeah, no, these aren't collector-style figures, so you guys shouldn't worry. He shouldn't have the articulation of this Grimlock or Astro Train. He should be able to have the articulation of a kid's figure. Kids, they're going to take him, and here, let me get one of the comparison figures, Snarl. They're going to take him, and they're going to have him beat up Snarl. So, they're not going to care that he's like shoulders, hips, and knees. That's it. They're not going to care. They're going to love it. So if you guys already have your gripes about that, I'm sorry, you guys are way too much in the wrong here. This is a toy line for kids. So I think if you guys are all mad about, oh, they don't have articulation, they have weapons so big, they're just kidsy. Well, guess what? They're supposed to be kidsy. So that's what I'm trying to get the message here real quick before we even start. You guys, if you guys do have anything against this toy line, you shouldn't. It's pretty promising as a kid's toy line. Anyway, back to the figure. So, as I said, comparison, I have only one other figure so far for this line, and that's Snarl. And he's pretty cool. I mean, he's a little Junkion-style Snarl. Like, what can't you love about that? Again, what can't you love about this? This is so promising. And then, the only one other figure I have happens to be the... Yeah. It's only his foot and knee and frame. Like, he's that big... Like, this is how big they are against him. Yes, I have the giant Scorponok. You'd know if you were in the Discord. Basically, here, I'll put him down in here. Here he is. Hi. He comes with a sword, and I put his shoulder guns like this. But I cannot fit him in frame at all. But, since Chop Shop is like Snarl, we can actually take a few of Scorponok's action features, other than his big chest one, because I can't fit him in frame for that. So this is the motorcycle he comes with for the tail, and a gun, like I said, that was on his shoulder. So Chop Chop is basically able to just fit on here and wield the gun. See, like he fits perfectly. And then Chop Chop can, if I'm correct, you can also put him here, you know, maybe like bend his knee, and then like take his hands and just kind of have him ride the motorcycle. I know I didn't get him on there. I'm not even trying. I don't want to figure that out and waste a ton of time. But yeah. So those are really the only figures I have. But, you know, we got into this. Like, he holds his weapon just like this. Though, if I'm correct, it's top heavy. A lot of top heavy. Oh my god, he actually stands with that. Again, pretty good, well made. I mean, these are durable. So, it works. I'm going to start with transformation. So I really did try to look at this and not just read off instructions as I'm going. But basically what you want to do is just take this and push it in. Like I said, I don't want it there in like robot mode, but that's personal preference. You know, it's far out and not in the surfer way. But yeah, so like that's really just the start of it. And then all it wants us to, because yes, I'm sorry, I had to get the instructions, put his legs together like this. And then basically you just pull a snarl and you go like this, and you just flip his chest piece up, and now it should just try to connect it with, well, I don't know if that will. I don't think it can. I mean, yes, it can. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So I just had to put his legs all the way in. They didn't want to go all the way in. So it was only because I messed up. I didn't push this all the way. And make sure you push this all the way up, otherwise the legs won't go in. And then I did transform everyone, because luckily these guys are so easy. I actually transformed them all into their alt modes for vehicles. For, comparisons. Thank you. And then all it wants us to do next is put his arms in like this. And just make sure they peg on. Bam, bug. You have your new Beetle. So he slides. He doesn't do much. But yeah, like these don't go, but you know, it looks cool. Like, I'm sure here's Snarl. And then here's Scorponok. He doesn't even fit still. Like, he's that big of a toy, and I'm trying so hard to get him and Chop Chop together. Like, he's bumping my stand. Here you go. Yeah. Here's his face. So this is pretty much, Chop Chop can just go on his arm. Now, this is a pretty fun little Titan. Like, if you don't have the money for a $200 Titan class, this guy was like 30 bucks on Walmart.com, because he's going on sale. So, if you want to get a Titan class Scorponok, that fell off, but not have to, you know, pay all that much, just get this guy. He's 15 inches tall, taller than 886 Devastator, and he just works well. Like, he's fun. He makes noises. Like, yeah, so I'm sure if you have kids or you want to get a Christmas present or you just want a fun little toy, he's everything you'd want. Anyway, now that's enough for marketing. Let's get into Chop Chop again. So his axe, pincer, whatever you want to call it, basically just pegs on top of him like this. Or you can have it go like this. And now you can have it do this. And pull it out, push it back in. Pull it out, push it back in. All that fun stuff. It's basically what you can do with him. So real quick, I'm going to get him back in robot mode, and then we're going to go over to Miss Airachnid. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, here's Miss Airachnid. So she's a little spider. I mean, they came as wave mates, put them together. You know, they're both bugs. He fell, but whatever. So, This is what her packaging looks like. I cannot wait to see these two in the show, by the way. I've not caught up on the show since, like, episode 5. So, there's a lot for me. Like, episode 4 or 5, whichever one Skybite was in was the last one I saw, the first episode of Skybite. But I really need to catch up. So, this wasn't on Chop Shops. I noticed that. So, they did a new Bumblebee, who's, like, the big, like, replacement kind of for Scorponok in the line. Like, how they had Grimlock versus Scorponok, and now they have Bumblebee versus, I don't know, Scorponok. But yeah, so this is her cross-sell of just her and Bumblebee, and then her, and she looks like she has a ton of stuff. We're going to have to look into that. I don't want to lose all that, because it didn't come with Chop Shop. So I'm going to get her out of box, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, one thing I didn't realize when getting her, this is not the same Airachnid that came out with Chop Shop. This is the Energon Surge Airachnid, so beware. Now, this isn't anything against the figure, okay? I haven't even messed with the figure. All I did was open the legs. But beware, this is clear plastic. So my warning for you is, just if you give this to a kid, and your kid uses excessive force, you may or may not have to go and find another Airachnid. Now, is this a problem? No. Just tell your kid to be extra careful with the clear plastic ones. But no, she is still like the original mold. She still has the articulation at the elbows like Chop Shop. Legs are on ball joints, and her knees bend. But that's pretty much it for articulation. Now, again, do I have anything against the figure? No, I haven't even messed with it. So, can I say this figure's bad? No. But let's begin. So, she does have the spider legs. So, this depends on whether or not you care about hollowness. You can position them like this, or you can position them in the tarantulas Black Arachnia way that they would do in Beast Wars, where they'd fire bullets out of their legs. Beast Wars was Beast Wars, and I love it. Okay. So instead of the axe that I thought she came with, because that's what the other version of her came with, she comes with this Energon Surge weapon. And it's pretty freaky. Now, these split apart, so I'm going to split that apart in a minute, but she does still come with her mandibles that do fire gun, like does fire thing. It's like a little gun, little mini gun. So you just put that on there, and boom. Now, parents, it's fine. Anyway, so this splits apart from what this tells me into 6 pieces. So this is going to be fun. There goes 1. There goes 2. These little pieces come off. 1. Come on, 2. And then now we just take that. Bam. Now you have all of your pieces. But where do you put them? Well, it looks like all of these pegs on her finally got utilized that were on the original figure. So we take the small bits and we put them on her shoulder. Give me a second. Sorry, that one was just very hard to get through. It just was like a bit harder to put in. And then this next one goes about right on her hand. So, is this painted? Okay, I do kind of want that out. Yeah. Sorry. And then we just take that and we go into the hands. And now you have her blades and armor. But we're not done, because now you have 2 big pieces. Now, from the looks of it, they're actually giving her some sort of flying spider mode, which is really cool. So, basically what you want to do here is take these bits and just peg them in. Make sure you're pegging them in this way, because there's no other way to peg them in. Peg them into her back. And on the instructions, it's not as colorful, so it looks like a flying spider thing. Yeah, so maybe Energon Surge has hope. I don't know. I mean, this is pretty cool. For taking away the mace axe thing that she originally came with and giving her some kind of weird power-up, it's pretty cool and kind of fits her. So, you know what? Props, Hasbro. Props. You're getting inventive, and you're actually making these toys good again, because she does not feel like she's going to break. Yeah, this feels pretty sturdy, not flimsy at all. So I'm not going to try to break it, obviously, because then I'd just be breaking something I just bought from Target. These are all available at Target, by the way, and Target doesn't sponsor people. So I don't even have to say it. But yeah, these are all Energon Surge characters are at Target now. I saw Megatron, her, I can't remember who was behind her. Mega Bull, obviously. And then, sorry, she was out of frame. Barely, but... And then, it was Shockwave. Yeah, Shockwave. No Soundwave, though. You'd think they'd have Squid Soundwave out there, but no Soundwave yet. But yeah, so let's just move her Energon bits out of the way, and let's get her into comparison real quick. So here we have Chop Shop, and I did put all of his accessories on. Here we have Snarl. And then let's get Big Boy himself again. So, sorry, I have to move away to pick this guy up. Bam, and his feet went in. Give me a second. His sword is bumping my camera. See? His sword. Yeah. That's a height difference if I ever saw one. Like, you guys can't... I'm going to take a picture of these guys later, obviously, you know. All together, go check out the Discord if you want to see more of that. Discord is linked in the description and in the comments, so you'll always be able to join if you want to see it. But yes, these guys are... It's looking pretty promising already, and I only have 4 figures. So, yeah. But yes, she can not really do much with this other than put it in here. I mean, you can put it in her arms or shoulders, but it won't hold them very well from what I see. But yeah, so if we do put all of her stuff back together, let me do that. So putting all of her pieces back together, it doesn't look like she can actually hold this other than if we take this and hopefully it doesn't bump into anything we already have. We put it in her hand and now she can hold it like a harpoon thing. I mean, it looks cool. Like, I think it looks like, and it can't. So kids, if you're watching, do not try this at all because it won't. But it looks like it can go fire arrows. Don't try this, though. Trust me. It won't work. Trust your very professional toy reviewer that has been on YouTube for about 3 years. Yeah. 3 years now. Over 3 years. Can you believe it? Anyway, enough about me. I didn't want to do this, so... But she can also go in here, hopefully. Anyway, now I'm going to go into transformation. Okay. So, she's pretty much like Chop Shop, just with an extra step. So, if you flipped these back, you keep them out in the front. And then now you're going to want to take her legs and peg them back together. Keep these in, by the way. Keep the mandibles in. You don't have to take those out. And then you can hopefully... Ow. I already hurt myself. So, the clear plastic, so I want you guys to be very careful in handling her, handling the clear plastic ones. Handle them with care. And I then just peg her arms in after you lift that up. And now you have a clear plastic spider. She can crawl up my boxes. So yeah, she looks pretty cool as a clear plastic spider. This is not a real spider. It can't do much. It can barely move. I mean, I have to do this. So, yeah. But for clear plastic little toy spider, I mean, it's pretty good. Okay, I'm back. I just had to do something. So, yeah, the little clear plastic spider, just be careful in transforming her, you know. Be careful putting her back in robot mode because it's clear plastic. I don't want you guys to break this. She looks like a very fun toy. And weapon storage, let me check the instructions that fell. I believe this is hers. This is hers. So, it wants us to give her more of her flying mode. So, now, it wants you to basically take... If you put it back together, just take these off again and take this apart. But leave, if you took it, to put it back together, leave the little things on. If you didn't, and you just have it all laying about, put the little things back on. But what's cool about this is now we can take this right here, and let me find the peg. There's the peg. And then, sorry, you can't even see her. You peg this into the back of her spider butt, and then you take the spider butt, and you do that, and then now all you have to do is peg these into these holes. And these are all 5mm ports, if you're wondering. And now she has the ability to... Give me a second. Now she has the ability to fly again, and she has pincers on the top of her for some reason. Yeah. So she looks pretty fun for a little toy. She looks fun. She feels fun, and then Here's her next to her buddy Chop Chop. Let me get his big mandible weapon on. Here's her next to her original wave mate. Yeah, buddy Chop Chop. Here's her next to Snarl. And then, once more, must I bring in the Titan. Here's her next to Scorponok. And because he only fits like this, here is her on basically using Scorponok as a lift. An Uber, if we shall put it that way. I can't even put his tail on. Let me move up the handles. Ah, it fell apart. Great. She, like, spidered her way out of here. And then put that there. There you go. So there's her on top of Scorponok, just using him as a lift. So, yeah. Let's move her back down. That just falls. It's very loose. And then let's take him and put him down so I don't have to deal with that on my table. Let's get her back in frame. So yeah, and in Spider Mode, she actually does have articulation. She can move her legs because they're on ball joints. He has this. It just kind of kicks up. But yeah. So, what do I have to think about these two new Cyberworld figures? And no, I'm not putting Scorponok here, and here's Snarl. No. He's too big for this table. But I'm keeping him. If I get more Cyberworld reviews, he's probably going to be in there because he's Scorponok. But yes. So, what do I think of these Cyberworld figures? For being what they are, and I bumped my camera with my leg, he is. I'm just holding him. They are pretty good for little kids' toys. I mean, you could probably have these go at each other for a little bit, you know. I mean, even bring in the Dinobot. Like, it pretty much works. These guys work together. They work as a toy line. They work as figures. So, if you're a kid who just got these toys, I say you should love them. If you're a parent looking to buy these toys and you're judging off of a toy reviewer's standpoint, get them. Your kids would love them. If you're a grandparent, same thing. Grandkids will love them. If you're just somebody who collected these and you just want to have them in your collection, you're just watching videos about them, I agree they're fun. And if you don't agree, what the heck is wrong with you? These are just fun toys. I mean, look at this. These are fun. Don't let the non-articulation, all that, stray you away from this. These are fun. They're cool new ways. I mean, we finally got Airachnid again. We got so many new characters. I mean, Chop Chop has not been in anything, so let's hope everyone here is in the show. Let's hope we get to see them. So I'm just happy to have them. So, yeah. I say you should get them. But, you know what? I'm not you. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. You know, it's pretty fun, and I'm trying to do my best to make the channel pop more. I've obviously edited, put in end screens, put in intros. I've even changed the channel banner, if you haven't noticed. I hope you guys can really just enjoy what I'm trying to do, trying to make the channel pop. I want it to be discovered, you know, so that we can have a thriving community. But until then, I hope you guys can like, subscribe, you know, whatever the end screen says, and I just want you guys to come in for the next videos, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.